So Eat Safe, Evidence and Action Towards Safe, Nutritious Foods is a consortium led by the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition with the support from the U.S. Agency for International Development. While Eat Safe's work is focused on improving food safety in traditional markets, many of the lessons we're learning are highly relevant to the COVID era and for the ending pandemics agenda. Where we do surveillance is as important as the how and the why. And today I will propose a One Health nexus for participatory surveillance. Traditional markets exist all over the globe. They are the gathering places for humans, animals, birds, fish, and food. Food markets are also can enhance the spread of infectious disease agents. They often lack clean water, sanitation, and waste management. Domestic animals visit the markets to find food, and governments often ignore conditions in the markets. We believe that traditional food markets are a natural One Health nexus for gathering surveillance data based on EatSafe's work in 6 countries. In 2020, GAIN began collecting data from consumers and vendors to understand how traditional markets adapted during COVID and to assess the impacts on health, safety, and resilience. We used surveys and interviews starting in September 2020 and continuing for 15 months. More than 20,000 surveys were administered, and here are some findings from 4 of our countries. First, here is the epi curve for COVID in these 4 countries, and note you can see there are some significant differences. Next, we have superimposed upon the epi curve the line marking levels of consumer concern, which generally rose several weeks after the uptick in cases. And now, superimposed on both of those lines, you see the solid line marking the percent of consumers who reported specific COVID behavior changes. We found that consumers maintain their COVID-safe behaviors even as their concerns declined. Consumers and vendors' willingness to participate in the market surveys over 15 months showed that markets are a rich environment for information gathering, using even relatively low technology approaches to gathering this data. So now we believe that it's time to consider making traditional markets an important step for participatory surveillance. In 2006, WHO recommended that traditional markets be equipped with health centers to provide a local source for health information. Building on that concept, Eat Safe has created safe food stands in Nigeria, and this stand actually just opened last month. While it is not a health center, it will give us the ability to measure the effectiveness of the WHO approach. We expect that the stand will provide real-time surveillance of conditions in the community and provide information that can inform community priorities. To conclude, our research really shows that hyper-localized efforts can engage both consumers and vendors, and that it provides an access point in the markets to gather information and to share information back to the community. With this goal, we want to measure and improve the health of communities that access the markets while identifying the conditions at the interface between humans, animals, and food. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present.